What's up guys, good morning, welcome to this video. I can't start a morning without my coffee. So guys, this is the new and exciting episodes and series I am doing on my channel. So last week I made this board with the series called The Perfect Donut. Last week was episode 1, the dough. Check that episode out. It was an episode about the dough. I made different kind of doughs, different flavors. And this video is also episode 1. I know, deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu? No, I'm just kidding, guys. Deja vu? I'm sorry. I'm just out of control. I've had my coffee. But yeah, this is not deja vu. This is still episode 1. But this is part 2. Episode 1, part 2 of the dough. So for the past week, I've been testing different kind of doughs. And especially the brioche dough. So the first episode was about the brioche dough and just getting the right texture and just the flavors of the brioche dough. But I've got some comments and I've been testing different doughs out. And I found out that the brioche dough can be a bit too oily. So I think I'm gonna go back to the basics of the donut. So a donut is basically fried dough. And I think I'm gonna keep it simple and I'm gonna go back to a yeasty donut. I personally like the brioche dough, but I think most people will like the yeasty dough more. So in this episode, part 2 of the dough, I'm gonna compare the brioche dough and the yeasty dough. So here are the things that I'm gonna use. In one way it's almost the same, but I'm just gonna use less butter. So for this recipe, it's gonna be really simple. I will need some whey protein. I'm just kidding. This is not whey protein. I'm just using the top of the whey. Just all-purpose flour, sugar. I will add some lukewarm water for the yeast, some salt, butter, vanilla extract. I will use some nutmeg, a whole egg, and a little bit of egg yolk. So these are the ingredients, and like I said, it's almost the same, but the only thing is the butter, and also I'm not using milk. I'm using just water. Because the butter and the milk give the texture and the lightness and airiness in the donut, but it also gives the fattiness, the oiliness in the donut. So I'm just replacing the butter with less butter and the milk with water. So let's do it. So first we need to activate the yeast. So what you do to activate the yeast, you need lukewarm water. Warmer than your body temperature. So the perfect temperature to activate the yeast is 35 to 40 degrees. They say 38 degrees Celsius, but yeah, I'm not gonna measure it out, so I'm gonna say 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. And how do you know it is like 35 to 40 degrees? You just turn on the water and you just feel it. You feel it with your fingers, and it's too hot, just go to the cold side. If you feel it again and it's too cold, just go down to the warm side. And it needs to be in the middle. And I think this is perfect. And I'm just gonna do a little bit, like 100 milliliters, like so. And this recipe I'm doing today is just for like 4 donuts. Add like 5 grams of yeast to the water, 6 grams, doesn't matter, 5 to 7 grams for this recipe. And again, I'm kind of eyeballing everything. Don't follow the recipe completely, but I do want to show you what I do. And to the yeast, I'm just gonna add a little bit of sugar just to feed the yeast, like that. Take a fork, and I'm just gonna dissolve the yeast in the water. So that will do. And this will need about 10 minutes to activate, and you will know it's done when it like foams up a bit and it just smells like fresh baked bread. Okay, now we need to set everything up. It has passed like 10 minutes, and as you can see, the mixture has foamed up, so it is ready. So what I'm gonna do is put this in a bowl like so, and I will weigh some stuff out, but again, I need to mention this is not the full recipe. I'm still working on it. Okay, to this mix I need to add 1 whole egg without the shell. Find the shell. To this I have some leftover yolk. I'm just gonna add a little bit of yolk to it, just a little bit, like 3 small teaspoons, like so. A dash of vanilla. That will do. I'm gonna add about 300 grams of flour, but I might add a little bit more later. So I'm gonna add 300 grams now. 40 grams of sugar, like so. I'm gonna add some salt, just a little bit, a dash. And I'm just gonna try it out. To this, I'm gonna add a dash of nutmeg. Just a little bit of nutmeg. And now, to my brioche dough, I added about like 80 to 90 grams of butter. And now I'm just gonna add room temperature butter, about 30 grams. 30 grams of butter. And I'm really gonna tweak this, guys. I'm really gonna tweak this recipe. But you know exactly what I've used today. So if you wanna try it out, you can do it as well. And I will need to add more flour if it gets too runny. And now just get a wooden spoon and mix everything together. And I can notice already, yes, I will need more flour. But that doesn't mean anything. You will just get more dough out of it. First, get slowly, just fold everything in till everything is combined, like so. And what I think is really important to a good dough is a mix-up with a dough hook attachment. So this is really, I think, one of the most important things to get the dough right, because you don't want to add too much flour, and when you need it by hand, it just takes so long, and this is just easier to knead the dough. If I need to add more flour, I will add more flour. Just a tablespoon at a time. So what this basically does is it just massages the gluten and it gets the dough really elastic, and that's what you want with a donut. And I know I need to add more flour, just a tablespoon at a time. And I think this will need to be the last tablespoon. I did 3 in total. And when you feel the dough, it is still sticky. So I think I need to add my last tablespoon, and this will do. So here we go, last tablespoon. This is the 4th to be exact. So let's mix it up. So here we go, guys. As you can see, the dough is elastic. It cleaned up the whole bowl, and this is done. This is ready, and it's not sticky. It's not sticky. This is the perfect consistency. So I added in total 4 tablespoons of flour extra. That is about, I think, 50 to 75 grams. So the dough is ready. It is perfect. Just get it off the hook. Let's go. I'm gonna spray this bowl with some Pam spray. I'm just gonna take my dough. I'm just gonna put it in. Just work it around like so with some saran wrap. Try and close it as tight as I can. It will double in size, if not triple. So like that, tightly closed up. I think the main goal and the main part of a good donut is the proofing process or the rising process. So what I've done, I've got the dough here covered well, and I need to put it in a warm and humid environment. But because I live in Holland, it's like almost winter. It is like winter. It's really cold, rainy outside, and it's like really not the right temperature and not the right environment for the dough to rise. So how do you create a hot and warm environment? Just simply by playing with your oven. So I did before I turned my oven on like the minimum setting, so on 50 degrees, I turned it off like 5 minutes ago. And what I also done is put some boiling water in a bowl, and I did put it in the oven. So now I'm just gonna take this bowl of my dough and I'm just gonna put it in the middle of my oven right there. So it's pretty warm here, it's the right temperature. I'm just gonna close it up, and this will need like half an hour to an hour to rise. And as you will see, it will double in size. So I'm gonna do my best to capture this moment. It will need like half an hour to an hour to rise. So start the time lapse in 3, 2, 1. So that was the time lapse. It has passed a bit more than an hour, I think so. And as you can see, it tripled in size. So this is the good thing. Now let's make the donuts. I'm in my backyard, and here in the fridge I already made the brioche dough. Just to save time on the video, so I did put it in the fridge. Now let's get in the kitchen. So here we go, got the 2 doughs. And if you haven't seen the first episode, like, come on, what are you doing with your life? So I got the 2 doughs laid out. I need to roll it out, and I also cut up some parchment paper, and I'm gonna again divide it. So I'm gonna make 2 donuts each style. So I've got the brioche and the yeast donut. I've got some flour here, and today I'm gonna use this top as my cutter. I find this the perfect size for the donuts. So yeah, as you can see, the dough is different. This one is the brioche dough, and this is the yeast dough. So you can see the difference for sure. The yeast has risen a lot, and the brioche hasn't that much. So I've used the same dough as my first episode. So if you want to see how I made that, go ahead and check it out. But this time I didn't use as much butter. So I'm gonna see how this turns out. And again, I did add some lemon and a little bit of nutmeg as well. So yeah, I made the lemon dough, and this is just the yeast dough with the nutmeg inside. So yeah, you can see it has doubled in size. It is proofed, and it's really good to use. This one is not as airy, but it will be light when I fry it. So the difference is there for sure. So I'm gonna first start with the yeast donut, and I'm just gonna roll them out really thick this time, just to try it out. Last time I did like a finger thickness. This time I'm just gonna do like 2 fingers. I'm gonna try and keep it really thick. Take some flour, put it on the surface. Just gonna take the dough out, and it's really airy, really light. There we go. And I knead it a bit, just fold it over itself like that. Some flour on top, flour on the rolling pin. Just gonna roll it out. And I can just feel it, it's like so airy. Leave the thickness like this. It is like way thicker than the first time. So just gonna try this out. So now I'm just gonna take my tub, my protein shaker, put it in the flour, and I'm just gonna cut whole donuts from it. That is 2. And always maximize your dough. So I'm just gonna make a couple. If one doesn't turn out that great, this is the 5th. And there we go. For the middle, for the hole, I'm gonna use this small thing, which is from a spray bottle, some sort. Again, put it in a flour. Just make a hole in the middle. Perfect. So the donuts are done. Take the remaining dough, put it to the side. 2 looking donuts, good looking donuts. Put them on a tray. I've got the 2 yeast donuts right here, and these will double or even triple in size. Now it's time to roll out the brioche dough. So again, first flour the surface, take the dough out. Totally different dough. Flour the top, flour the rolling pin. And this one again, I'm gonna do somewhat thicker. So I think this will do. Again, take my top in the flour and just cut one donut out. There we go. Last one. Perfect. And just put them on the rack right there. And just to show you a difference. So this is the yeasty donut and this is the brioche donut. This one is heavier and it's like way firm. So you can see it doesn't bend as much as the yeasty donut. Like it's like elastic and it bends a lot. You can see the difference right there. This one is more pliable and this one is like firm. But if you want an airy donut, I think the yeast is the way to go. Boiled some water, it is just done. Put it in this skillet right here. And I'm gonna take this. Ooh, too warm. Oh. Grab it with both hands, put it in the oven. This will make sure the environment is like humid and it's like warm. Take my 2 doughs, cover it with a towel, close up the oven, and I'm gonna let it sit for an hour at least. So the oven is like now warm with the fresh boiling water. It's like humid and the perfect temperature. While that is proofing, I gotta clean up the dishes. Oh my god. This is why I want to film this series. It has passed exactly 1 hour and I kinda messed up. You will see in a second why. So as you saw, I did add boiling fresh water in the oven, but I didn't cover the skillet with a plate. So the direct heat, the direct steam hit the bottom of the trays and kinda messed up the proofing process of the donut. So the buttery donuts, the brioche donuts turned out pretty good, but the yeasty donut proofed a bit too fast. And here is the result of that. So the yeasty donut proofed a bit too fast. So I did cover my donuts with a towel, and when I took off the towel, as you can see, it did stuck to the donut and I had messed up the donut. And this one as well didn't proof as I wanted to. It got a bit too big and that's because it proofed too fast. And just to show you the difference, this is the brioche one and this is the yeasty one. It is double as big as the brioche one. I did make more yeasty donuts and here we go. Got more yeast donuts and these as well proofed just too fast. Can't even see the hole. Got too big, so I know next time I need to do something different. And this time I'm also gonna try something else. So last time I told you I want to fry these donuts at 150 degrees Celsius for that light brown color. But I heated this oil up to 180 degrees Celsius, so it's higher than the previous time. And that is because I think when you fry it on a lower temperature, it just takes longer and it absorbs more oil. So I think that's why I didn't like the brioche donuts as much, because they were oily. So I think the higher the heat, the less time it needs in the fryer or to fry up, and the less time it can absorb the oil. So I'm just gonna fry up a minute each side and see how it turns out. So let's do it. So let's do first the top two, and I want them to be in the fryer at the same time. So first I'm gonna do the brioche donut. So here we go, brioche donut on the parchment paper. Carefully gonna dump it in. Or not carefully, like that. Just gonna take it, put it in, and hopefully it will just let loose. Come on, work with me. Dump it in. It's not really working with me now. So yeah, there we go. Kinda took out some air out of this donut here. Let's see how this will turn out. Just like 1 or 2 minutes each side. A minute has passed. Let's turn it around. Ooh, this got a bit too dark. Damn. So yeah, there we go. A bit too dark. So the next one, just like 20 seconds each side. I'm not sure if I will use these ones, because yeah, they are too dark. The heat is a bit too high. So let's put them on the tray. So there we go. I do need to take them apart. Brioche and yeast again, but this time just like 20-30 seconds each side. Brioche, and hopefully this won't stick as much. This is the yeast. Dump it in. I'm just gonna dump it in completely. It's not working with me, and I already need to turn the brioche donut around. There we go. Perfect color. And yeah, the yeast donuts got some air out of it. Hopefully it will be good anyways. It has passed like 20 seconds. Turn it around. Perfect color. The brioche donut as well. I will take it out 10 seconds or so. So here we go. Let's take out the brioche donut and just put them on a rack to chill. Now this one, yeasty donut. Take it out. Put them on a rack. So these are kind of burnt. These look delicious. I'm gonna fry these up as well and just pick out the best ones and try them for you. Okay, I'm done frying the normal donuts. I have 4 brioche donuts and 4 yeast donuts. And I also learned something right at this point. As you saw, I did struggle with parchment paper and I kind of tear the donuts apart. And this is what I've learned just at this point. So if the donut is really sticky, I'm just gonna put it in like this. I know some of you already wanted to put the comment down below, and then it just slides off. it just slides off like that. So you don't tear and risk it to get the air out of the donut. So before you put your comment down below, yeah, I know the new trick. I know, I kinda messed up today, a couple things, but along the way I learned a lot. So today I also learned a couple things, which I'm gonna improve on the next time. So these series is just like I said, is for me to capture the moment and just trial and error while perfecting the donut. So today what I messed up was the boiling water, also with the parchment paper, but that is mostly because of the boiling water. It was too hot, too humid in the oven, so they kind of risen too much. They proved a lot, but nonetheless, guys, second off, I am so stoked. I'm so freaking happy with how they turned out. And I know just for a fact it can just be better along the way. So you can notice the difference between the yeasty donuts and the brioche donuts. The biggest difference is just how they look. So the brioche donut is really firm. It keeps its shape while frying and proving. So this is the brioche donut. You can see it's perfectly round. The circle in the middle is just perfectly round. This is what you want as a donut. This is the yeasty donut, and it just does its own thing. So it's not round. It goes all the way, but the thing is, it's so light. It gives you the feeling that it's homemade. That is the biggest thing of yeasty donuts. It's really light. This one is heavier, that is for sure. And just look at the difference. The yeasty donut is bigger. I'll show you that. It's like way bigger, thicker, for sure thicker. And this one is a bit heavier than the yeasty donut. But I got a couple comments from my family members and also friends. They told me that brioche donut is kind of like an oliebol. So that's the Dutch version of the donut. I will put a picture on the screen. It's like a round dough ball. And they said it's like too oily, too like fatty and heavy of taste. So I just wanted to test these two out. And I think I'm gonna go for the yeasty donut over the brioche donut. So if I open my own donut shop one day, I want something that everybody can enjoy and not only me. So here we go, like I said, perfect round, color is good. Don't have the ring on the side, but it's all good. So the perfect donut right here, perfect shaped donut. Now let's go and see if it's airy. And again, these are cold, these are not fresh. I don't want to taste them fresh because I know fresh, I can't compare them. Let's tear them apart, let's see if the texture is good. Perfect, easy to break. And I can tell already a big difference from the first episode. The oily ring side is not as big as the first one. It is airy, it is dense, you can see, but it's like really light. It breaks apart really easy, and this is the perfect brioche dough. So this time I added less butter than last time because I didn't like the feel in the mouth of the last episode, the donut. And also I fried it less, so hopefully, yeah, it did absorb less oil. And it is cooked, so let's try it out. Here we go, good bite of the brioche donut. Way different than the first one. So in this dough, added the lemon and nutmeg together, and I can notice the lemon aftertaste. That is for sure way different than the first one. Now I'm really questioning it. Didn't like the first one. Oh, and also I didn't put any glaze on these donuts. I just want to try it out plain. The glaze will also be like episode. Need to perfect that as well. Thin glaze, thick glaze. But yeah.
Lekker dan.
Say what?
Heerlijk. I will say, this really changing my mind with brioche. Way better than last time. Only thing I've done different, added less butter. That's basically the only thing. Really liking this. Personally, it looks dense, but it's really not dense. And just the consistency, it like I don't even need to do a lot of effort to break the donut. So liking the dough this time more than last time. Now I'm really excited to try the yeast donut. Yeast donut, you can see the only thing I don't like, or maybe I do like, is the shape. It does give it the fact that it's homemade, but it's not perfect. It is big, it is soft, it is light. Let's see the texture and the inside. Yeah, this is a donut, brioche donut, or yeast donut, oh my god. It is pillowy, it is really soft. It is really light, guys. No joke, it is really light. The texture is amazing. It is basically just bread with a bit of sugar. Let's see how I will like this one. Mmm. Mmm. Hmm. It's way lighter. Mmm. Totally different. Might like this one more. I did also, as you saw, put some nutmeg in this. I'm not sure if I taste that because it has a distinct taste. Whoa, this has way more flavor. I don't know why. This you can taste the butter, lemon, but I don't know. Whoa, I'm like all over the place. The donuts are totally different. The tastes are totally different. Brioche dough, you can taste the lemon I added, but you can also taste the oiliness. I will say this a lot, oiliness, but the butter. It's different. It's a bit denser than this one. But this one is lighter. And I don't know, maybe because I added a bit more sugar in this dough, it's more flavorful. I'm really questioning the taste. I can't describe the taste. So this is the brioche dough and this is the yeast dough. You can see the yeast has like more air pockets and it's way easier to squeeze than this one. Like you need to feel it to really understand what I mean. This is just simple. Yeast, sugar, but it's amazing. This is complicated. Yeast, milk, sugar, butter, time. You need time for this to rest. This is denser. Yeah. I prefer. Especially the lemon taste. This is way denser, but this is easier to eat. So I think people will like this more. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely people will like this more. I don't know. It's hard, but I'm gonna go for yeasty donuts. This is something everybody will love, but I need to change how I prove it and just the frying aspect. So liking these donuts a lot. Fluffy, heavy, and just to show you this, look at it, really fluffy. And it just springs back to its shape, almost. So I think I'm gonna go for the yeast donut.
Koji izgleda bolje? Ovaj izgleda bolje. Koji izgleda bolje?
Ovo izgleda...
Ovo je malo ovo.
Desne su meni malo...
Iako ove lijepo izgledaju zbog te bijele.
To uzeti.
Uzmi čitav. Čekaj, volako.
Ovaj je malo mekanija.
Ova mekanija je.
Bolje osjeća. Staviš ugu. Ona je meni još tako.
Kad ovako gledam iz lišće, ona je mekši, ali meni to ljepše izgleda.
A ljepše izgleda ovo bolje?
Zato što ovo kada stišneš nešto i kada zalijepi se, ali ona jeste mekanija.
Ovo ljepše je, ovo je ova.
Ona je mekanija.
Ljepše je.
I think I will leave that in. So, my family, as you saw, mom, dad, and sister-in-law were in the living room. Is this better? So, I wanted to hear their opinion on the donut. And this is pretty funny. I knew it. I knew it already when I gave them the donut. Because they really don't know how I made them and what went into the donuts. They don't really know or can't describe the difference in between the donut. The only big difference they noticed was the texture and the feel of the donut. My dad straight away said the yeast donut was way better, way tastier. My mom and sister-in-law said the yeast donut again was lighter and easier to eat. Sister-in-law did notice a hint of lemon in the brioche, which is pretty good. Pretty good of her. But final verdict, all three liked the yeast donut more than the brioche donut because it was lighter, easier to hold in the hand, and in some way for my dad it has more flavor, but that is what I said. The flavors were different and it was some kind like tastier. Maybe because I added a bit more sugar. I don't know. But I know one thing. People like yeasty donuts more. And that all being said, at the end, if you want to open something, you gotta do what most people like. I think my go-to is gonna be yeast. Doesn't look as pretty, but that is something that most people will like. And that's what you want. So the perfect donut, I'm gonna change it up already after the second episode. But trust me guys, I've been baking a lot. Brioche donut is gonna go poof out of the window and we're gonna make room for the yeast donut. I just need to play around again with the dough. Maybe I will get it even better. It is perfect already for me, but I can always perfect it, get the shape right, and try to manipulate the proofing process. Yeah guys, this is the end of this episode. I really hope you will like it because I'm enjoying filming the process, showing and sharing you everything. I will get there. I will get there. I'm already doing a great job, but I can always perfect and get better at it. So guys, if you enjoyed this new series, please be sure to thumbs up the video so I know you like this video. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe on my YouTube channel at LiveLife. Follow me on Instagram at darkobunic. If you want to be the first on these videos, which you should, you gotta turn on your notification bell right there and you will be notified when these videos are up. And guys, I hope you have a great day, great night. Whatever it is in life, do what you want. Do it now. I dare you. Live life. Peace.